We are about to perform Burial at Thebes
by Seamus Heaney.
Pages 21 through 38.
Freedom, sir, I cannot help but think that the gods have a hand in this somewhere.
Enough! Don't anger me. Your age, my friend, still does not give you the right to talk such rubbish. The gods, you think, are going to attend to this particular corpse? Preposterous. Did they hide him under clay for his religion? For coming to burn their colonnaded temples? For attacking a city under their protection? The gods, you think, are going to side with the likes of him? Here's something else for you to think about. For a while now, I've had reports of disaffected elements at work here. A certain poisonous minority unready to admit the rule of law, and my law in particular. Maybe they are not the actual perpetrators, but they possess the means to bribe their way. Money has a long and sinister reach. It slips into the system, changes hands, and starts to eat away the foundations of everything we stand for. Money can bring down leaders, warp minds, and generally corrupt people and institutions. But in this case, whoever took the bribe will pay the price. You then, listen to this, for this is my solemn vow. If you do not apprehend, arrest, and bring before me the ones who inter the corpse, I'll hang you out. I'll have you so carved up and pulled apart, you'll be pleading to be dead. Then you'll see what kind of interest your money earns. You cannot have your palms greased and expect to get away clean. Everything comes out.
Can I say a word, or am I just dismissed?
Dismissed. You and your news disturb me.
Your conscience is what's doing the disturbing.
Watch your guard. You're overstepping here.
That mystery man who has you really bothered.
I warn you, you should keep a civil tongue.
But I didn't do it.
Oh, yes, you did. The minute you smell money.
What's happening here, Creon, is that the judge has misjudged everything.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you do not expose the guilty party to me, you'll rue the day you bought into this plot.
Oh yes, of course. Expose him, bring him in. But be that as may be, this much is sure. You won't see yours truly here again. Me that was done for. Ye gods, ye gods. I'm off.
Okay. Among the many wonders of the world, where is the evil of this creature, man? First, he was shivering in skins on shores, or paddling a dugout, terrified of drowning. Then he took up oars, put tack on a mast, and steered himself by the starry sea gales. Once upon a time, from the womb of the earth, the gods were born, and he bowed down to worship them. He worked the land, sowed the forest, and harnessed stallions. With his furrows cropped, he feasts his eyes on hay and herds as far as the horizon. The wind is no more swift or mysterious than his mind and words. He has mastered thinking, roofed his house against hail and rain, and worked out laws for living together. Homemaker, thought-taker, measures of all things, he can heal with herbs and read the heavens. Nothing seems beyond him. When he yields to the gods, when truth is a tree of the loom and justice a shuttle, he'll be shown respect. The city will reward him. But let him once overstep where the city allows, tramp down right, or treat the law willfully as his own words, then let this wonder of the world remember. He'll have put himself beyond the pale. When he comes begging, we will turn our backs.
Now what has happened? Is this the gods at work? Antigone, child of doom, have you gone and broken the law?
This is the one. We caught her at it, attending to the corpse. Where's Creon gone?
Creon knows when he is needed. He is coming now.
Needed? Why am I needed? King Creon, sir. There's not an oath that can't be broken. Circumstances change and your mind changes. After the going over you gave me here, I swore I was off the good. But every now and then the thing you hardly let yourself imagine actually happens. So here I am again. And here's the one that was attending to the corpse. I was onto her in a flash, my prisoner and mine alone. No need to draw lots this time, I can tell you. And now, sir, she is yours. It's up to you to judge her and convict her. And let me go. I deserve to be discharged. My job is done.
How did you come on her?
At her work for all to see, interring Polynices.
Describe it. How was she caught?
Oh, I'll describe it gladly. After the tongue lashing you gave me, I went back and joined the watch and told them we were all marked men. And so we did what we could do. We approached the corpse and we cleaned it down and peeled away the clothes. It was starting to go off, so we stationed ourselves at points around the hill. Out of the wind, you know, because of the smell. Every man on guard, watching the other man, waiting for the minute he nodded off. And all the while, there's a fireball of a sun going up and up the sky until at midday, you could hardly bear it. The ground was like a gridiron. And then what happens? A whirlwind, out of nowhere. Leaves whipped off trees, flying sand and dust. The plain below us disappeared and the path up and the hills on the horizon, like the sky was vomiting black air. And so we closed our eyes and braced ourselves for whatever plague it was the gods were sending. But then it clears and this one's standing, crying her eyes out. She sees the bare corpse and lets out a screech and starts to curse whoever did the deed. She was like a wild bird round an empty nest. She lifted dust in her hands and let it fall. She poured water 3 times from her urn, taking care to do the whole thing right, and showed no signs of panic when we trapped her. Denied no thing she was accused of doing, then or earlier. But here's what's very strange. I felt a sadness coming over me. It's one thing to be let off the hook yourself, another thing to land your friends in trouble. But if I don't look out for myself, who will?
You there, studying the ground. Hold your head up and tell me, is this true?
True, I admit it.
All right, you're in the clear, so now clear off. You then, tell me, and be quick about it. Did you or did you not know that the proclamation forbade all of this?
I did know. How could I not? Didn't everybody?
And still you dare to disobey the law?
I disobeyed because the law was not the law of Zeus, nor the law ordained by justice. Justice swung deep among the gods of the dead. What they decree is immemorial and binding for us all. The proclamation had your force behind it, but it was mortal force. And I, also immortal, I chose to disregard it. I abide by statutes utter and immutable, unwritten, original, God-given laws. Was I going to humor you or honor gods? Sooner or later I'll die anyhow, and sooner may be better in my case. This death penalty is almost a relief. If I had to live and suffer in the knowledge that Polynices was lying above ground, insulted and defiled, that would be far worse than having to suffer any doom of yours. You think I'm a reckless woman, but never, Creon, forget. You yourself could be the reckless one.
This wildness in her, she gets from Oedipus. She won't relent.
We'll wait and see. The bigger the resistance, the bigger the collapse. Iron that's forged the hardest snaps the quickest. Wild she may well be, but even the wildest horses come to heel when they're reined in bitter right. Subordinates are just not made for insubordination. When she defied the general order, Antigone had already gone too far. But flaunting that defiance in my face puts her beyond the pale. What does she think she is? The man in charge? Have I to be the woman of the house and take her orders? She has brought death sentences upon herself and upon her sister. Yes. Ismene is involved in this thing too. The pair of them, my own sister's daughters. In it, up to the hilt. Neither seed nor breed will save them now. Get Ismene out here. She was inside, in the house a while ago, raving out of her mind. That's how guilt affects some people. They simply break and everything comes out. But the barefaced ones, the ones who defy you more when they're found out, they're worse again.
Will it be enough for you to see me executed?
More than enough.
Then why don't you do it quickly? Anything I have to say to you or you to me only deepens the wound. I never did a nobler thing than bury my brothers Polynices, and if these men weren't so afraid to sound unpatriotic, they'd say the same. But you are king, and because you're king, you won't be contradicted.
So you know something no one else in Thebes knows?
They know it too, they're just afraid to say it.
You're so high and mighty, you've no qualms?
None. There's no shame in burying a brother.
Your brother Oedipus also died in war.
My father's and my mother's son. Yes, dead.
And dishonored when you honor Polynices.
The dead aren't going to begrudge the dead.
So wrongdoers and the ones wrong fare the same?
Polynices was no common criminal.
He terrorized us. Oedipus stood by us.
Religion dictates the burial of the dead.
Dictates the same for loyal and disloyal?
Who knows what loyalty is in the underworld?
Even there, I'd know my enemy.
And I would know my friend. Where I assist with love, you set at odds.
Go then, and love your fill in the underworld. No woman will dictate the law to me.